I'm John Beaudin. Welcome to our new channel. This is My Chill, where we present artists that, well, if they're not nationally known, they should be or will be soon. We love them that much. Our guest today, Leah Marlene. I was interviewing Derry Graham of Honeymoon Suite, and I saw the drum kit behind him, and I said, well, whose drum kit is that? He said, well, it's my daughter's. Tell me more about your daughter. He encouraged me to watch her videos, and after the interview, I did, and I was floored by how incredibly talented she was. This channel is about, as I mentioned, if they're not nationally known, they will be or should be. Our special guest, Leah Marlene.
Let's start with the obvious thing. How's COVID affected you?
Many ways. So I was going to school in Nashville for songwriting at Belmont University. I was living in the dorms, and then we all got sent home. It was on spring break, so I came home for spring break, and then I never went back. And then I eventually went back and got my stuff. Honestly, it was like a very necessary break for a lot of reasons. I had totally crashed that semester, and so it's very good for that. And honestly, it's giving me so much space to pursue things that I never would have given myself space to pursue. Like if we're talking strictly musically here, like just being able to dabble in production a lot more is something that I've always wanted to do. And now this has set me up for the rest of my life to have the confidence to I can do that. I want to do that. And so that's been really fun. I've been producing all of my songs over COVID, and it's been great to just be home and just kind of have some time to be a human and kind of just reflect on life before and what life is going to be like after, and just what I want to take and leave. So that being said, I do not want to not appreciate how terrible COVID has been for so many people. I've just been very blessed in many ways through it, and am not had that burden, which I'm incredibly thankful for, but it definitely is way beyond my experience for sure.
But knowing is so hard when I'm searching for a dream, and I need perspective on what this really means.
When did you know? And I was watching your videos, and I was so impressed. I'm going, my God, this girl's you've got a great future ahead of you. I always say, and it's an old cliche, your dad and all your friends have probably said the same thing. If you've got it, just keep doing it, and it'll work out. It doesn't happen to everyone. Paul McCartney once said, he says, hey, the greatest bands in the world didn't continue because the girl got pregnant. Dad died. He had to go back to the farm. He lost his job. Blah. Fill in the blanks with anything. There are so many musicians who whatever reason, never made it. They're doing 9-to-5 jobs, and that's fine. When did you know that, hey, you know what, maybe I can make this work?
So I've been doing this forever. It's been really cool to have my dad be in the industry in the way that he is, because I've had a much more realistic understanding of what it is. It's never been a fairy tale to me, in some rights at least. So I don't know. I've been surrounded by it forever. It was kind of never a question that it's what I was going to do and what I wanted to do. And I just did it I was a huge hockey fanatic for 6 years there, where I was I'm going to go to the Olympics, screw music, this is what I'm doing. And then I hit my head too many times and I had to stop playing contact sports. So
wait a minute. You played hockey seriously?
Yeah, I was on an all guys travel team for several years. Yeah.
What?
I was a goalie. It was my life. It was everything. I was so obsessed. I loved it so much. Okay,
I got to show you something. It's worth it. It's worth it. Hold on a second. I got to show you something.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, it gets better. It gets better. Hold on a second. Bernie Perrant.
Who, what, when, where?
This is Bernie Perrant, a replica, a Jacques Plante mask of Bernie Perrant. Well, I've got a picture with him over there. I only played goalie. I was only goalie. I was never anything else.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I played house league for a few years when I was first learning just like how to skate and be a hockey player. I was a goalie pretty early on. So yeah, that's hilarious. Wow.
I've never had to pull the pads out in an interview.
Well,
so thank you
welcome.
for that.
I can feel it. I think I've lost myself. I am restless. It's time for something else.
When did you know your dad was a thing?
I love this question. I think it's hilarious. I still don't know if I know that, but I don't know. Like growing up, I knew that he was gone, mostly just on the weekends and sometimes like for longer stints. And more to me, I was just like, oh, I wish dad was here. But like when I started playing hockey, like there'd be like parents that would kind of be like, might know who he is or whatever. And then like, I guess I got curious. I saw that he had like a Pepsi commercial and I was like, that's cool. Like that's kind of relevant, like a commercial for Pepsi. They're kind of big. Or I don't know. I just kind of started asking and YouTube diving and I thought it was cool that they had videos, but like I've lived in the States for most of my life. So the hype is a lot different here than it is in Canada. I think when I've been to Canada with him in that, scene of where he's doing his job, then I really was like, my eyes were very much open to that. I guess like when he said that they had something on like the top 30 in the US, I was like, oh, that's cool and kind of relevant. But honestly, he's just like a funny, quirky dude that lives in my house. That's my dad. And I just see him like jump around and be really stupid on stage. And that's really all the extent of which he is a thing to me. But it'd be really interesting if I grew up in Canada, what I would think. Also, this is so random. This popped in my head about the earlier question about when I knew my dad was somebody. But I think another thing that was cool was knowing who he had toured with. I think that was another like really big thing because other names were like, whoa, they're really significant and cool. And also knowing that he like played the Peoria Civic Center or like, which is by where I live, and like big acts play there. So like things that made it a lot more relevant. That's where he met my mom actually, which is another cool story. But so yeah, he has a whole thing of all of his tour passes and all that jazz that I have hanging on my wall. And just like looking at those was really cool. And just knowing that like he toured with some big names that I really love and like talk to those people was a big eye opener for me.
Yeah, I was telling him I have a lot of reel-to-reels there because I'm that old. And there's an interview with Dave Betts on there, right? And Dave said, I told your dad this story. My friend Steve Burgess gave me all his interviews, and I've got some in there too. So Honeymoon Suite hadn't broken through yet. And Steve says, well, what were you going to do? And it's a real funny, Dave in a little child's voice says, oh, I was going to go on welfare. I went up to the welfare office. Hi, you know what he said? He said, hi, I'm Dave Betts. I need welfare.
Oh,
It's the funniest part of any interview we've ever done.
Dave is literally, he's a nut. Oh my gosh. No, don't get him and my dad in the same room. It's a disaster waiting to happen. I've never seen both of them so childish as when they're together. My dad, he's leaving to take the dogs for a walk right now and my window's open, so he's probably hearing me sing.
Highs and lows, no control. Yes, I'm aware it's self-inflicted, but hear my woe, I can't let go. Vendetta of my own invention. Highs and lows.
Okay, what's the craziest thing you've ever done?
I haven't done many crazy things. Top 3 things that come to my mind. I rode a roller coaster for the first time when I was 18. That was thrilling. I cut all my hair off when I went to college. Not all of it. It was only to here, but that was a big thing. I am not a crazy human. But One thing that I did last semester, and I don't even know if like some people, I don't know if this is even crazy, but I lived in a residence hall and the fire alarm went off. But like in my experience with like being in hotels with my family, sometimes the fire alarm goes off and it's always just like somebody accidentally hit it and like you just don't leave, like because unless like there's actual reason to, and they like tell you to. And so that was kind of like what I thought I was supposed to, like I thought it would be okay if I just didn't leave. Which was really dumb, but my brain was on another planet that day, and so I just kind of like stayed in the room. And the fire noise siren thing was so loud, but like I was talking to someone on the phone, and I just didn't feel like leaving. So, anyways, like 10 minutes later, like literally freaking idiot I am, but security is like coming into all of the rooms because it was an actual threat. Like there's a reason why it went off, and so then they start like unlocking my door, and because I was the first one on the first floor on the right, so I was like one of the first ones they came to, and I was like, oh my god, like I totally screwed that up. And they literally came in, they were like, you're not supposed to be in here, and I was like, oops. And then I just left, and my whole dorm, they were all standing outside. I had to like do the walk of shame, and they knew that I had been there for like 10 minutes not going out. And my residence director, like the actual like faculty member that worked there and ran the building, she was like so terrified. She came out and gave me the biggest hug, and like she was so scared. And then I got like reported and everything. I never get in trouble for things. So that's probably the most like rebellious thing that I have ever done.
I just wanna breathe deeply, taste the details of oxygen, feel the changing of the seasons, brushing up against my skin, out of place and out of body. Myself, and I'm tired of pretending. And I used to be someone else, trying to be okay when I'm not okay today.
Okay, you can name 3, but what's your favorite album of all time?
Tori Kelly, Unbreakable Smile was like huge for me. Alan Stone, either one of his last 2 albums. And then either Lauren Daigle or John Mayer. John Mayer, The Search for Everything, or Lauren Daigle, Look Up Child. Those are like, off the top of my head, some albums that have formed me.
Good choice in music.
I know life with me ain't the best it gets. I'm not even in the running nonetheless. But you hold a lot inside your head. Sometimes you just need to stop, sit and talk to the visitor, to the visitor.
There have been several things in Nashville that have been really cool. Lauren Daigle commented on one of my covers of hers, but then also, like, it was so random. She was on Belmont campus a couple years after that. Last year, like fall of last year, I was literally walking to go get my lunch. She wasn't on campus for anything. Her friend was giving a talk at Belmont, so there's no reason like that I would have known. And I was just walking to lunch and nobody was on campus, and she was just like walking up. Belmont campus is small, and I'm just on the phone with somebody, and then I'm like, is that Lauren Daigle? Like, what the heck? And it was, but I was on the phone, and so I didn't even like say hi or really look or anything because I was so caught off guard. But I was really shook after that one specifically, which I don't know why, but
that is cool. Random. Wow.
Yeah, very random. That's Belmont though. That's Nashville. There's a lot. I've had a lot of those happen to me just by being in that city. It's a really magical place to be, honestly.
I need a new perspective, a changing course direction. You know I hate the distance, but Houston, please don't bring me back, 'cause astronauts are better off in space.
All 3 engines up and burning.
Best experience as a musician so far?
I've had a lot of really cool experiences that I can't like pick one off the top of my head, but I think overall, just being able to collaborate with so many amazing humans. I love getting to know people, and the fact that I get to go sit in a room and literally get to know someone's life and then write a song about it is the coolest thing. So that's not specific, but like I just love the way that like music breeds community, and that's my favorite thing. So
And I'm well aware of all I'm not. The infiniteness haunts my thoughts, and I know I can do better. Put myself together.
Where do you want to be in 20 years?
my only plan for that far ahead is just to be like fulfilled and gratified in my life. I would love to like, I have a passion for travel and seeing the world. So maybe in a different country. I love music. So hopefully doing something with music, but honestly, I just want to help people and love people and be also fulfilled in my own life and would love to have a family, whatever. So wherever the Lord takes that, I am here for it. But
I didn't know how much I need you until I ran far away. I didn't know what I was missing until I saw the girl that stayed in a life that wasn't for her, in a life where I had made. But Lord, you're the great Redeemer. Please would you put the lies to shame? I need help, Lord, I need your help. I need your help, Lord. I need no.
What a nice young lady, huh? I think she has a bright future ahead of her. For part 2 of our interview, check out Rock History Canada. She was born in Canada, lives in the US now, so we thought we'd split it up. Links in the description of this video. It's a new channel. We need you to subscribe. We need your help. Also share our videos on social media. We'd appreciate that. And comment on them as well. I'm John Beaudin. This is My Chill.